Hey everyone, welcome back to Drive Drives. Today, let's go for a drive in my manual 2021 BMW M3. So, this car is absolutely amazing. I've had it for about 2 years now. It's really hard to explain like how cool it is to be able to drive a manual M3 with this kind of power. It has almost 500 horsepower. It's it's stock and it's still so incredibly powerful. I think BMW nailed this generation of the M3 in terms of performance and everything, and it's an amazing vehicle. But yeah, so I have the 2021, so it's the iDrive 7, not the iDrive 8, which I prefer. I don't like the giant screen. I think this screen looks way better, to be honest. And yep, and I have the comfort seats with the carbon fiber trim. Let's walk around it. Got heated and ventilated front seats and the heated steering wheel. I also love the carbon fiber trim on the steering wheel. So mine is black sapphire metallic. And I also got the CS DRLs, which look really cool. Gives it a very distinctive look. And I also got the black reflectors. But other than that, I haven't modified it at all. I do plan on getting some performance mods pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. I also have black exhaust tips and I have the carbon roof. And I have these, I forgot what the exact style of these wheels are, but I really like the way they look. They look amazing. Well, let's get this thing out on the road. Oh yeah, so it has a 360-degree camera system, as you can see there, with like the advanced camera too. And I have the M1 button configured for sporty or driving, like the heavier steering, louder exhaust, things like that. And then M2 turns off traction control and all that, and it's like the most aggressive settings, which I don't use all that often. So yeah, the G80 M3, it's like, what I love about it is it's very daily drivable. The F80 has a much harsher suspension. You know, this one, the suspension, when you want it to be, it's always really sporty, but like it doesn't hurt to drive this car around on like bumps and things like that as much as it does in an F80. And yeah, like the exhaust is pretty tame. The competitions are all automatic and the competition has a louder exhaust. The manuals don't really have that loud of an exhaust. But yeah, so I'm planning on getting a Valvetronic mid-pipe very soon to start modifying the exhaust. I didn't want to get the full axle back. It's way too much, more than what I'm willing to spend on it. And I've heard the mid-pipe is more than enough. Opens up the exhaust a good amount. So that's what I plan to do. But the thing with this car is it has a very weird clutch. It took me a good amount of time to get used to this clutch, like really driving the car for a few weeks after I bought it to really understand it. It's like super light. There's like barely any weight to it, which is weird with this much power. And that's the gesture control right there. Hey, this car is like amazing all around. Amazing technology. Looks really cool. Sound really nice to drive. And it's a great all-around package. And there's really not many cars like out there with the manual transmission with this kind of power. The only other competitors are the CT4V Blackwing and the CT5V Blackwing. The M3, it's way better than the CT4V Blackwing in my opinion. And the CT4V Blackwing, you know, they're a lot cheaper now. Like, they depreciate like crazy. So around the same price, I would take a G80 any day, because at the end of the day, it's an M car. But like, if you can get a CT4V Blackwing in the low 50s now with barely any miles. So at that point, I guess it would make sense to get that. But the CT5e Blackwing is the only manual sedan that I've ever driven that's more insane than this car is. That car is insane. But yeah, so but this car has like a very, it's very, what do you call, capable. Like, people are getting like 700 horsepower out of these things, and you can get like 650 horsepower on the stock clutch on this vehicle, but like once you're pushing over 650, you got to upgrade the clutch, because like it's going to start slipping. And like, you know, you can really get like some crazy exhaust, and I've seen some crazily modified G80s, but like, this car honestly is like way too, this has so much power for me already. Like, I don't really feel, I'm not gonna tune it or like unlock it or anything like that. I don't really see the point, for me at least. But in terms of mods, I'm probably I might get the Vornsteiner grill or a CSL grill. As I said, I'm gonna get the Valvetronic mid pipe. I might get like a carbon fiber front splitter, and then carbon deck lid. Probably not though, on the deck lid actually, but the front splitter I really want to do. And then yeah, a few carbon accessories would be cool. It'll match the carbon fiber interior trim and the carbon roof really well. But yeah, as you can see, like, it's pretty comfortable in traffic and everything. Like, I like the comfort seats. I tried the bucket seats, but they weren't that comfortable for me. I mean, it depends on everyone. I mean, I'm 6'1", but I have really long legs, so it's like, it gets hard for me to get comfortable in the car. I'm already a little bit cramped in this too. That's why I can't get like an M2. Like, I needed a sedan, because I can barely fit. But like, the bucket seats, they're cool and all, but like, they're really, in long driving, I feel like I would get uncomfortable in those. And plus, like, it's really hard to get in and out of the bucket seats. Like, you have to like maneuver your way in and out of the seats in order to get out comfortably. Or by comfortably, I mean like not like ruin the seat or anything like that. But some people get like the bolster protectors, the side bolster protectors on those seats, in order to protect them a little bit. Yeah, I'll get some more videos on this car. I don't know why I never got around to it, but yeah. So I had a few people ask me to make a video on my own car, so I was like, yeah, why not? I'll get a video when I get the Valvetronic mid pipe, so you all can see like how the sound difference is. Because as I said, it's pretty muted right now. Like, the G80, what's weird is the X3M and X4M sound are louder than the M3, which doesn't make any sense. And the X3M competition, they sound insane. It's the same engine, it's a S58. But why, I don't know why BMW made the X3M and X4M sound louder than the M3 and M4. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Because those cars, even stock, sound insane. Like, my family used to have an X3M 2020, amazing car. The exhaust was crazy in that car. It wasn't even a competition, which has an even louder exhaust, right? And this car sounds nowhere near how the X3M sounded, which I just don't get it at all. But yeah, like, this car gets a lot of attention, which I'd never really expected. I just got the car just because I thought it was really cool, right? But like, the amount of attention it gets, like, I guess people really like the G80, especially with like the CS DRLs. It gets a ton of attention, right? And it's just like, a lot of people like point it out, take pictures of it, always ask questions about it, which is pretty cool. It's cool to see that this car gets that kind of attention. But yeah, the G80, like, when it first came out, like, a lot of people were talking a lot about the grill and things like that. But over time, it became like very popular. It's one of the most popular cars on the market right now. Very popular car on social media. And the grill, I never really hated it, you know? Like, I did think I wouldn't get like the brighter colors on this car, like Sao Paulo yellow and things like that. It does look weird with that. But on a black car, the grill looks awesome. And I can understand why BMW did it. They wanted the M3 and M4 to stand out. Like, oh, you're looking at an M3 or M4, and they definitely accomplished that. Because when you see one of these on the road, you know it's an M3 or M4 and not an M340i, which looks just like a 330i, right? Because it does, and also like, so it made sense. And like, also when you look in the rearview mirror, you see this giant grille is menacing. Like, this car definitely looks very menacing on the road. That's one thing it does accomplish very well. But it is a very fun car to drive. And like, yeah, even I mean, like, I hit the M1 button and I'm still very comfortable right now. Like, it's like, it definitely feels way more luxurious than the F80 does. And BMW like just went all out with this car. It's more powerful, shifting is better, more daily drivable. It's more powerful, but still more daily drivable and more comfortable. And they gave all these like, and the carbon bucket seats, it's like a really cool thing. Let me put it this way. I would get the carbon bucket seats if I didn't drive this car that often, but I do drive it very often. And like if it was just like a weekend car, then yes, I would get the bucket seats, but it's not. It's in my daily. So I just don't really want to do that. And plus they're like a huge, I got this car pre-owned. I didn't buy it new. But I do feel like even if I ordered it new after trying out the buckets, I would have probably just been like, you know, I don't really need them. But they do look insane though. They look amazing. And another thing on this car that was a deal breaker for, it was a deal breaker on the G80, the base headlights. They look horrible. I call them the poverty spec lights. They look awful. Like laser lights were a must for me. Like even if an M3 I saw had like every option except the lasers, I wouldn't have gotten it because I hate the way the base headlights look. It's like horrible to me. The laser lights definitely changed like the whole look of the front end. Because the base headlights, they just look so bland. It looks like you're looking at a base 3 Series when you're looking at it. The laser lights just change the whole look. Especially if you get the yellow DRLs. It just changes the look. I mean, the you know, LCI M3 and M4 had the snake eye headlights, which look pretty good. But it's cool now that like now you don't have any poverty spec lights on the LCI. It's just like one headlight for all. And what I really like on the lasers is like those blue things, if you know what I'm talking about, in the headlights, like inside the module. Like the snake eyes have those too, but now like you can't you know, get the poverty spec lights anymore. And in the BMW M3 and M4 groups, it's like a lot of people, they were like, they optioned out everything except the lasers, and then when the car arrives, they're like, man, I wish I listened to you guys and got the laser lights. I mean, I might be, you know, some people don't care, but I do personally. Like, it just bothers me a lot, the base headlights. I don't even know why BMW didn't put lasers on all of the M3s and M4s. And another thing is like, what was it? I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, it's like, and the M3s are more expensive than G80s are more sought after than the G82, and they hold their value better. Like G82s, you can get them for like 4 to 5K, maybe even more off what a used G80 costs. And like even doing like COVID and stuff, many dealerships are marking up the G80, but G82s you could get at MSRP from what I've seen, because everyone wants a sedan, right? It's cooler to have a sedan than the two-door, and plus I just don't like the way the G82 looks from the side angle. It reminds me of a Mustang. I think the G80's lines are way better than the G82, just personally. And there's the 360 camera. Yeah, overall this car is just amazing. I love it. It's one of the best cars I've ever driven. And you know, the fact that it's a manual really shocks people. Most people can't believe it when they look inside my car and they're, oh my god, a manual? I didn't even know BMW made manual still. You can get the manual transmission in the G80, G82, and the G87 M2. So yeah, it's and also the manuals in the long run are definitely gonna be very valuable because they don't really make cars like that with high performance cars and manual transmissions anymore. So yeah, it's a dying breed. But if you're gonna get a G80, definitely consider it a manual. It's awesome. I don't think I would have even bought a competition because the automatic's cool and all, but I wanted something unique. Like, there are a lot of high performance cars with automatics, but there are not a lot of high performance cars with a manual. So yeah, but thank you for watching another video of Droop Drives. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and leave any comments if you want to see more videos on my end.